What's up, everyone, and welcome to today's video. We have an exciting update that is coming. It is the Dev Diary, and there's going to be a lot of changes. So the game is constantly moving in different directions to keep us on our toes. And the first thing that's going to be done is a defensive stat rework. Now, what's going to happen is that Zynga feels that the tanks are too fragile. And these are your defenders who are supposed to have high defense to take hits and keep your team alive so they can do the things that they need to do. So what's going to happen is the formula is going to be the same, but the scaling will be adjusted to give high defense champions stronger protection. So, it's going to make tanks tankier. This is probably going to pose some challenges for people. If Ned is going to be tankier, those Stark versus Stark matchups are going to be more challenging, considering the heavy hitters are mainly red, which will do 50% less damage. Someone like a Theon or a Robb Stark. If you could get, and you can't get Ned brittle. So good luck trying to take him down. He's going to be pretty challenging to take down. Merrin is going to be better. Barristan's going to be better. The new Stannis, Yorn, all the tanks, they're going to be better with high defense. Anyone with high defense is going to benefit from this change. So, the defense buffs are going to be a big change in here. And then they're also saying that we will be looking into buffing damage for some champions that we wouldn't want to see walled out by the new strength of tanks, especially champs that are meant to be finishers or DPS carries. Low attack champions who shouldn't lose damage from this change, such as Jon Snow, King of the North, the Ice Warden, or Craster. Champions meant to be tank killers, but may not have high attack values, such as Yara Greyjoy, Benjen Stark, or Peter Baelish. I'm looking forward to a Peter Baelish buff. He's HP pool, and Craster is HP pool damage, so that needs to be adjusted. And tanks are going to feel tankier. I have a feeling that with this change, the fire team is going to be more effective than ever. And the reason for this is, think about it this way. If the tanks have higher defense and people are going to be taking less damage from them, if you have max fire stacks, if you get your stacks up to 10, it's based on HP, the damage from fire. So fire teams are going to be able to burn down the enemy tanks. In my opinion, the fire teams just went up in value dramatically. So if you're working on your Pit of Daznak team, that is a good look. So they're also saying that the debuffs and buffs have been lasting longer than yours for defense, and that is going to change. So there was a bug that caused +1 turn to be applied to everything, not just the effects impacted by turn order. That means buffs like Birthright, Scout, and sticking around longer than the defending team. If the defensive greens never run out of steam, well, they kind of don't. So they're working on a solution to ensure that the buffs and debuffs respect the correct timing. That is going to be good over there. Then this week, we are getting, in 2 days, the new event, Battle of Blackwater Bay. Now, this is going to be a new event, which are going to have boosts for Stannis, the One True King, Tyrion, the Half-Man, and Davos, Hand of Stannis. They are going to get boosts for attack, defense, and unnatural resistance in this event. So, Each battle opens with a wildfire explosion that scatters gems and strips your team of all buffs. Goodbye, greens. You are not going to probably use the greens for this event. With each new wave, more wildfire erupts, forcing you to adapt your strategy, build resilient teams, and manage the board carefully. So, we are going to see how this event is, but it seems promising, and good characters you're going to be able to get as well on there. Campaign changes. So we're going to have campaign changes. It's going to refresh it with new mechanics, tougher enemies, and updated loot drops, letting you chase gear by slot, and even a chance at legendary gear and champion shards. Send It McSenderson recommended, and I agree with him fully, that if you have a lot of refills, energy refills, keep saving them, because if there is a chance that you could get a legendary gear piece every time you do the campaign, you have a percentage chance. Having all those energy refills and farming it out will allow you to get more legendary gear. Also might be a decent use of gold dragons as well. It's going to come over blocks of time, starting with updates through chapter 7. We expand across all 40 chapters, so that is what is going to happen. Then there are going to be buffs. There's going to be buffs for characters like Marjorie, Khal Drogo, Talisa, Godswood Defender, Beric, Arya, Thoros, Viserys. All buffs, all good things happening there. Then power buffs for Yorn, Kragos, Meryn, Clandor, Sandor, Stannis, a complete rework of Cersei Lannister's kit. So she's going to be completely different. Be careful about investing in her until we know more details. This could be a huge change in a good way or in a bad way. It seems like Zynga is trying to push the Lannisters on us over time with the releases and such, and it could be very good. So that is that right there. And then we have the next thing, which is going to be a small nerf to Birthright. So the greens are going to get nerfed. We will see what happens with that, but that is going to be happening in the game. So we got a lot of changes coming. It's going to be very exciting. New event this week. Defensive champions with high defensive stats. Someone like a Barristan should get less damage taken, which is going to be nice. Yeah, it's just very interesting. So we have this on the way. Comment below and let me know what you think of the changes, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care, all.